very unusual in that you're a very strong and prominent woman in a man's society. So how have you
Yeah.
achieved this?
Oh, okay. I would say I'm lucky to be born into a family who actually understand education. My mother has never been to school. My father has been to school, and I was exposed to all the good things in the world. But maybe, as Charles said yesterday, I didn't take it very serious because everything was there. So I wasn't serious. The time that I have to be serious, it was too late for me. But it never deterred me. I completed my secondary school. I went to agri training. I worked for some time. I got married. I had 2 children. I have to go back to the university for my studies. From there, I came to work. I worked with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture for 35 years. Whilst I was working, I was spotted as somebody who can be an advocate to women and poor people in our community. And though I was far away from my hometown, I was appointed as an assembly member. I give advice to the assembly on agricultural issues. I did that for 6 years. And then when a new government came, we were changed. And my people said, no, there's something good in this lady. Why don't we bring her back to be an assembly member? So come 2002, I was there. They collected a form for me. They called me from my station. I came. The chief from the town, he filled every form for me, and I came into the assembly unopposed. I worked for 4 years, and in fact, I had decided not to go into assembly again. But by then, I came on retirement, and people kept on telling me, no, don't leave. We want your input. There's something in you. So I said, well, I have to accept the mantle. But within the 4 years I was serving, I was called to Accra for a meeting. And when we went to the meeting, there was this grant America has given to the Ghana government, a grant of $547 million for the Millennium Challenge account. And the government needed people to be administrators, directors for the money. So I went, and my district chief executive and whoever I went with, they said, no, sister, you can do that thing. So let's support you. And there we stood for an election, 4 of us, 3 men and me. And I was elected to represent the southern sector on the Millennium Challenge board. Now we call it, we call it MIDA, Millennium Development Authority. So now I serve on the board. So, well, getting to that place, well, there's nobody who is so stupid that your people will help you to get somewhere, and whilst the money has not even come, then I said, no, I don't want to go to assembly again. So the obvious thing was to go back to assembly again. So I stood the election this time. I didn't have it on a silver platter. A young boy had to stand and fight with me. But all being well, the people know what is in me, what I can offer. So they voted for me massively this time again. So I'm in my the first year of the 4 years in my assembly now. In the assembly, I don't think I'm so silent. I have a very loud voice. I fight against cheating, corruption. And that won me to be the chairman of Justice and Security in the Assembly. And in fact, I do that well, and people respect me for that. But I felt that is not enough for me. There are a lot of women, they need help. There are a lot of men. With the interviews we had, the men are not able to look after their children. The women are not able to send their children to school. So about 6 of us, we decided to form a farmers association where we can bring all farmers together. Most of us farmers, they are not educated. So you tell them to come together is very difficult. So we liaise with the Ministry of Youth and Employment so that these people can be adopted as their farmers, for them to give them assistance in the form of seed and plowing of an acre for them to grow pepper. And this pepper, we have to look for an export market. Well, it's quite difficult because, you know, you want something from government, you are not getting the thing, and it's difficult, and you don't want to listen to the word failure. Some of us, we don't want to get failure in our lives. So we decided to look for money among ourselves, about 6 million cedis, to buy pepper seeds and give to about 200 pepper farmers to nurse. They just nurse, and we are hoping, all being well, they will have their plowing to start it. Now let's come back to my community, what I'm doing as an assembly member. I have a lot of challenges. I'm educated. I've educated my children. And to see other people's children not being educated is a big problem to me. So we are promoting education in the community. We're looking for funding to put up a library for the community. Through the library, they'll develop the culture of reading. And with reading, you can achieve a lot. Recently, I just got in contact with an NGO in Accra who are willing to give us library books. I quickly came to the assembly and I requested library books for 6 schools within the districts. The assembly wrote a letter and they are here to give me transport. Only transport to go and cut the books to the people is a problem. So my next target is to look for a private person to go and bring the books to the people if assembly will not help. In my community, the biggest problem we have is water. I'm happy yesterday you went to the community to see the sort of water the community use. The people struggle with water, they struggle to use the water with the cattle. It's very sad. We are in the 21st century where at least everybody must have a potable water to drink. But here we are, we haven't got potable water. Somebody will ask, as an assembly member, what did you do about getting potable water? We took a lot of steps. The chief went to Volta River Authority to look for funding. They promised. It never came. They told us to bring an estimate. We sent an estimate. They said the money was too big. The following year, they said we should revise. And if the money is too big at that time, revision at least, cost of living is getting up. So the money went to 1.1 billion, about $101. That would be about 100,000 $101,000, and that will be about 55,000 pounds sterling. The assembly gets about 3 billion for the whole year, and we have about 35 electoral areas, and we have so many communities under these electoral areas. So you see, they also want to help. The financial constraints, they couldn't get it. I will be willing to sell the problem of the community to any benevolent society who can come out to help, because it's no fault of them that they live at this part of the world, for them to suffer, to drink water that cattle drink in the 21st century. We are trying to get the economic activities to let these farmers get something. The best thing they can do for them to have their farming work well is to get irrigation facilities, because we have this big river Volta here that's getting into the lake, into the sea, without being tapped. Well, we know provision of irrigation is very expensive, but in a small way. People can be given pumping machines which they can pump the water and irrigate their crops. I'm somebody who don't believe in giving free things, because people normally don't take care of free things. So if they are given, they work and pay for it. Now, most of our children, they have been sold to people in fishing in other communities, and as young as 6-7 years, they go under the sea, the river, to remove tangled nets, and this can be very serious to the health of the child. So we have the child labor committee, which I'm a member, and we are trying to get those children back into the schools, just as those who are keeping the cattle, the cowboys. You can now get people about 18 years in class 1. 18 years, they should be in the university by now, but now they are in class 1. The awareness is coming. People have seen that the children should go back to school, but the work is so difficult, and to change people's mind, people's perception about things is quite difficult, and I think it will take a long time to get to where we want to get to. Currently, I'm collaborating with a lot of NGOs to help. Now I'm a volunteer worker at an NGO called Toyas in Sogakope, and they are in youth training activities. They have a library, they're going to have a printing press, and then they're setting up an ICT center where we will get people together to be trained. Yesterday you heard the small children in the community, they've been hearing about computer. They haven't seen till somebody donated 20 to the community, and they even don't know how to use it. We want to set up that ICT center We are setting up a community radio station to advise people about some of these injustices in the society so that the society will change. Sanitation is also a serious problem in the district. We are trying our best, but still, there are a lot of things to be done. We need to teach people. You drink, put empty rubber sachets on the streets, somewhere, anywhere for people to come and pick. Why don't we start educating ourselves so that we can keep those things to make our environment safe for us? In my area, the women, they cut a lot of trees to make firewood, charcoal to sell. We are still trying to let them know that you can grow trees and harvest for the charcoal and the fuel we produce. But as I said, changing people's behavior and attitude, it goes a long way. But we hope by starting we will achieve something in future.